When I first got into high school, I got into trouble a few times and ended up skipping school regularly. I would stay at home and watch TV or just play games. I used to take care of my younger brother a lot too. At night, I used to go out skateboarding or go over to a friend's house to play more games. I probably wasn't the best babysitter, I just left him to his own devices most of the time. One evening, I was having dinner with my little brother and we were both watching TV together. I should mention that my mother was in and out of the hospital at the time. I guess that was maybe why I was acting out at school. Every night it was just me and my little brother since Dad worked late. After he finished eating, he suddenly said, "Oh yeah, the phone, I need the phone." My younger brother was 4 years old, by the way. "Hey, where, what are you talking about? I need the phone," he kept repeating while running off. Our home phone was in the hallway and he ran in that direction. I was confused, so I went after him. He was trying to reach the phone on the phone table in the hallway. He was on his tiptoes and he nearly had it. He was whining, asking for the phone. No, you can't play with that. Who are you trying to call anyways? Are you trying to talk to Mom? I mean, she's not coming back from the hospital yet, buddy." He started to cry and he shouted at me to hurry up and give him the phone. I had to pick him up and drag him back to the living room kicking and screaming, and he really wanted the phone. Just then, the phone began to ring. The second my brother heard it, he started struggling against me more, screaming about how it was for him. I said to wait there, I'll go get the phone for you, okay, because he can't reach it. And he suddenly stopped his tantrum and then waited patiently for me to bring him the phone. It was pretty weird, but it was about to get a whole lot weirder. "Hello?" I said as I answered the phone. I'll keep my brother's name just anonymous just in case. Yeah. Can I speak to Anon, please?" The voice belonged to an older woman in about her 50s, I'd say. It wasn't a voice that I recognized. It was really strange. I wonder what the hell a stranger in their 50s would want to speak to a 4-year-old about. "Can I ask who's calling?" I asked. A friend." "Huh? A friend?" I hung up and was really confused. I walked back into the lounge and I saw my little brother sat there on the sofa, grinning at me. Did you give our number out to some old lady?" I asked him, and he said nothing. "Have you been speaking to this old lady?" And then he said, I don't understand. I don't know. I hate this." I walked back to the phone and checked the caller ID for the number. It was our area code, but I didn't recognize the number. I tried to call it back a few times, but every time I tried, the line was busy. Meanwhile, my mom came home from the hospital and I explained what had happened. Mom looked pretty freaked out. She was just as unaware of this as I was. From that day onwards, we got calls from that number every now and then. It was weird. Anytime my parents went out, about 2 minutes later, the phone would ring. My little brother would start shouting and screaming for the phone, and then when I answered, the old lady hung up. Whenever I called back then, the line was always busy. I moved the phone to a really high place that I could only reach when I stood on a stool. I didn't want that horrible voice speaking to my little brother again. A few weeks later, I had used the phone to speak to the police about the old lady and the nuisance calls. Once again, I was home alone with my brother. My parents weren't home and I can't remember where they were. I was in the bathroom and I had heard the phone ringing. I thought, it's that old woman again. I heard my brother running to the hallway. Like I said, I was in the bathroom, so I just thought to myself, oh well, he can't reach it. And then I heard this horrible clattering sound. My brother then said, "Hello? Hello?" When I came out of the bathroom, I was surprised to see that he had pulled the phone line with enough momentum to bring the phone down from the high place that I had put it. I ran straight over to him, and he was lying on the floor, happily chatting away. "Yeah, sure. Yeah, come and play. Yeah." I snatched the phone out of his hand and put it to my ear, but all I heard was a dial tone. And from that day forward, my brother never jumped up and down and went crazy when the phone rang. And there were no further calls from that weird lady's number either. 7 years have passed since then, and my brother says that he doesn't even remember this at all. and anytime my parents or I bring it up, he always scowls and accuses us of lying. I'm worried about what might have happened, and I'm worried that he might be hiding something. How did that old lady get our number? If you enjoyed this scary story, listen to thousands more, either over on the Let's Read YouTube channel or podcast.